Welcome back to the No Pushback Show, Season 1, Episode 4. Let's bring in my co-host, Trims Bachavino. What's going on, man?
What's up, my guy?
What's good, Welcome to the No Pushback Show where we keep it real. Somebody had to, you know what I mean? And as you can see, what's up, twin? We got,
We back.
you know what I'm
We're
saying?
back.
Listen, merch coming
Repping the
soon.
brand.
Everything is opposite when you're recording. Anyway, but yeah, merch on the way. You know what I'm saying? That's
So
fine.
light skinned, bro. You're so light skinned.
It's the camera, but when you record, anyway, you know what I
Nah,
mean?
look on your end. Look, it looks straight.
Yeah,
Mine
nah,
is probably the opposite.
nah. It's all love, But we in here. Uh, Barberville. This might be our last recording of the year, but we're gonna see if we get in another one. But anyway, we here. We got a nice show for y'all. Definitely something been wanting to bring up. Some good topics. We're gonna get right into it today. We don't really have too much of a pre, so we're gonna get right into it, man. Barbering has become, or it feels like that. You know what? I'm gonna redo that whole intro. Let me start over. Yeah, and break. All right, boom. So I know where to cut it at.
I'm gonna buy that on air shit for the room.
I'm definitely
That shit
going.
fire.
I bought
That
this.
shit
I
fire.
just bought
I'm
the
putting it
stool.
outside my door.
I just put this. Well, it's outside mine right now, but I want
Yeah, I'm
another
putting it
one
outside my door.
so it could be on that stool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna have two. I'm getting
Yeah,
two of them
facts,
shits. Them
facts. But I
shits hard.
definitely got that shit out there.
We
All
gotta
right,
step it up, man. We gotta step this
let's
shit
do
up.
this here one more time. All right. Welcome back to the No Pushback Show. I'm your host, CJ, Mr. Barberville. Let's go ahead and bring in my co-host, Trim Travavino. What's going on, man? Okay, I see you. We
Come
on
on,
we,
man.
we on episode 4. We in the building. We keep it real because somebody had to, man. But
Facts.
we definitely doing a soft launch of the merch. You know what I mean? Doing a
You
little
know it.
soft launch. So we the hoodies. We need to release these before it get too cold out. You know what I mean?
It's already too late.
For it get warm. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we could put out a little
Oh yeah.
a little quick drop, a little quick strike. You know what I
I was
mean? A
about
little
to
quick
say.
strike. You know what I'm saying? But nah,
New
we in
York got a
here.
whole snowstorm, my guy. You should have been sending that to them already.
I know. By the time it's gonna be time for the t-shirts to come out. You know what I mean? It's towels or something like that. At least hats. We definitely gonna have some stuff on the way, man. We got a nice show today. Some topics that you know definitely wanted to get out there and talk about. But we gonna get right into it, man. The first one of the day, we gonna talk about barbering kind of being a trendy industry to get into over the last 5 to 10 years. I definitely think with the whole Instagram and social media, YouTube, it feels like it's become to people think that it's a way to get rich quick or get some notoriety, as well as people just overall like they expectations versus reality of what it's really like to grow within this business. You know what I mean? I definitely think that uh, obviously with social media and things being quick and you're not really seeing the whole process of how people come up within the industry. You know what I mean? To a certain
Yeah.
degree.
Yep.
And so there's a lot of factors to that, but I definitely wanted to get into it today. What's your thoughts on just it kind of feeling a little bit trendy over the last 5 to 10 years about the industry?
Celebrity barber and of course the prices for sure. That's like the trendy thing. And then moving to these studios. It's a lot of barbers, I'm seeing online right now. Just they moving out of the barber shops. They going straight to the studios.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a
Mm-hmm.
trend that I've been seeing a lot. And I believe it's because a lot of barbers obviously they're getting more professional. They're providing more services. They're trying to level up and the barbershop environments aren't what they're looking for anymore. So that's a real trendy thing that's going on right now that I've been noticing myself. I mean, I'm obviously in the studio, so
I think it's
I'm
dangerous
part of
though
it.
to be a new barber, whether you fresh out of school or fresh out the garage. I think it's dangerous to go straight to a suite. I'm gonna be
It
honest.
depends, bro. It depends. I don't, it
I hear
depends on
you.
who we talking about.
I hear you.
It depends on
I
who we
I
talking
guess
about.
I'm talking
Oh,
about majority, and this is why we have a
okay,
problem in the
the
industry now.
number at large for sure.
Yeah,
Definitely
I
wouldn't
think
recommend. Kind
when
of skipping a prerequisite for sure, because you need to go to barbers. You need to go to barber school first, and then you need to go to the barber shop. That's something
right,
you need to do
right. At least, and I'm
for
not
sure.
saying that you got to be there for years and this that that's, but there's steps to this. There's
Yeah, just give
steps.
yourself room to grow, see what it is that you want to do, and as a early on barber, bro, you need to be groomed by a couple people first. See
Yeah,
who's like, just see what's out there for you first. Don't just go put yourself in a box where you're never gonna be able to grow because you're just not around other barbers. And
right.
then obviously pick the right shop to go to. Pick a good shop that aligns with who you are, and try to learn as much as possible from every barber that's in there. And if you don't end up liking the environment or the shop or whatever it is, then yeah, make that move to the suite. But at least you gave yourself room to grow. You went and got that experience,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what you're talking about. You're not out there letting nobody else tell you what it was or what it should have been or whatever. You have your own personal experience, and I think that's the most important teacher in life.
Cause let's just
Like,
be honest,
yes,
bro. Even with us being seasoned barbers and being in the game 10 plus years, at the uh, at the end of the day, there's people that you've cut that I cut at one time or another. That's happened a bunch of times. Not to say that if you were somewhere else you wouldn't be getting clientele, but the point is that there's overflow. You know what I mean?
right,
It's happened to me, of course. You got Leo. You know, Leo came to our shop, 200,000 on the gram, big time bar. Even him, he's starting over in a new city. Yes, he could have went to a suite, and I'm sure that over time he would have built this book. But because he's with myself, you, Van, we're all in the shop. He's had a chance to, grow at as far as clientele wise in a more rapid, I'm saying, fashion because
yeah,
he was able to, hey, this person booked, this person, hey, I'm gonna go to Leo. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
there's sort of a trust factor that happens. Excuse me. There's a trust factor that happens when you're working in a shop with people who are reputable and skillful and stuff like that. People are more willing to trust the other barbers within the shop because it's like, oh nah, man, all them guys in there good. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
That's not every client. We know that. That's not
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was gonna
everybody.
say
We
Leo.
know
Leo is
that.
also a great barber, so it's gonna be a little easier for people to trust Leo
Obviously,
because he is better.
obviously. And
We
just the shop
let's be
dynamic.
clear,
There's also clients who not going to everybody in the shop. Obviously, you know what I'm
right?
saying. But there's been times when Vino has been out of town. There's been times when Leo has been out of town. Van has booked out of town. There's different scenarios that where this happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I think it's been something that that's definitely benefited, the
right.
situation. So anyway, um, I definitely think that for me, I think that the trend of barbering, I think you touched on it a little bit in terms of like pricing. People seeing prices that barbers are charging, they figuring, man, all he doing is doing this. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? All he doing is doing that. It can't be that hard. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I definitely feel like there's so much to like here's a crazy stat. Here's a crazy stat. Most people enter the industry and leave barber industry. Most people leave the barber industry a good, very high percentage. We're talking like 70, 80% enter the industry and leave within 3 to 5 years.
mm,
That's a stat that's been around actually for a while. You know what I mean? And we know for ourselves. We both went to barber school. I actually, because of my journey, I went to two. I had to finish up some hours in North Carolina, but I also went to barber school in New York. And
mm-hmm.
man, yo, it's a thing. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
facts.
It's really is, bro. Where you have situations where man, like you start maybe bumping into people once you got out of school, or like maybe a barber that was in school with you and y'all both lasted, and you start, hey, what happened to so and so? Hey, what happened to so and so? Hey, what happened to so and so? Oh nah, man, he selling insurance. Oh, he doing
Yeah,
this. Oh, he doing that. Is and
facts.
and there's a lot of that actually. You know what I mean? I know you probably got the same, similar
Yeah,
story.
we all got the same story, man.
Right,
As barbers in the same industry, you start out with people, and then some of them just end up finding another job. Find out that this wasn't something that they really wanted to do,
right,
and they fall off. There's only two or three people that's gonna really take it to the next level, and even from the two or three, there's always somebody took it further than the other. So
right.
you know,
And I think that, I think it's like, what are you getting into barbering for? I think that's a big thing, right? Like, I'm not mad at anyone trying to change their life. And hey, man, I'm trying to cut hair to just make money and take care of my family, this, that, and the third. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean?
right?
I think though, you got to be careful where here's where the trendy part comes in, where people are subconsciously doing it to be cool and also feel like, well, I get just I could smell like a pound. I don't really got to be professional. I could, come and go as I please. I think there's also a lot of that too. You know what I'm saying? Where
Yeah, the
where
freedom.
the freedom to be unprofessional, which is crazy.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it really does feel like there's like this obsession with being able to be in this with at a low standard. You know what I'm saying? You could come into this, you could kind of like skate through, you could cut who you cut, and you could take it serious, you could not take it serious, and it waters down the industry. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what I'm saying?
Thinking like that is okay. Um, yeah, I want to be a barber to have my own freedom, but I think we still have to have some type of level of professionalism at the end of the day if you want to
Hmm.
succeed in this industry. That's my take on that. Like I do get what you're saying, and there's a lot of people that they mistreat their freedom and kind of you give them an inch, they take a whole mile, and then you got the different guys that are this is how they survive. This is how they take care of their families, and they have goals. They have real a business plan that they would like to achieve within whatever amount of months or years. And those are the guys who tend to succeed in the
Listen, I
barber
love I
game.
love the freedom that this it provides. I love the freedom.
We all
You
do.
know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we
I
all
love it.
different
I'm not
in our
gonna
own
act
ways.
like, you know what I'm
Yeah, for
saying?
sure. That's we all joined this
Right,
industry because of that was part of what came with being
right,
a barber.
right, right, right.
So, just
So
make sure that
you gotta
you
have
know
some
who you are.
discipline.
I'm
You gotta
always
have
gonna
some
go back
discipline,
to
man.
you gotta know who you are as a person. I'm always gonna go back to understand who you are as a person and
Yeah,
why are you trying to do what it is that you're trying to do
right.
and just find a way to get it done. But at the end of the day, going back to what you were saying, I feel like you gotta have some type of professionalism at the end of
Yeah,
the day,
yeah.
regardless of why you join this industry.
Mm-hmm.
Having some type of professionalism, you just at least at bare minimum have some type of professionalism to yourself, and you'll be all right. You might not be the top barber in the world or in the city or in the county you in, but people gonna come to you, and depending on what it is that you want to do in this industry, because we
Yeah.
all got different goals, you'll be fine as long as you take care of your business and be professional, man. At the end of the day, just be professional.
And we usually, but this goes right what we're talking about. But we usually wait, to a certain segment to bring in certain videos. But I wanted to this goes right with what we're talking about right now. And so we're gonna bring up this video where uh this guy, he owns a barber school, and I'm gonna let the video speak. I'm gonna let the video speak. Give
Okay.
me one. Let's pull up the video. All right. Let me make sure it's.
EO literally banned enhancements in his barber college.
Man, y'all gotta stop putting paint and enhancements on every cut you do, man. I seen this one guy, man, blonde-haired client putting black enhancements on him, man. What are we doing? We need to stop painting these haircuts, man, and actually do the natural cut, crisp lines. Let's go back to the original cuts. I don't know what you guys are thinking, putting all this paint on these haircuts, throwing the spray can on it. Man, you ain't showing nobody no type of skill, man. This ain't an art craft show, man. Hey, we're cutting hair, bro. We're blending perfect blends and nice clean lines. You could call me the police of all this painting and extra enhancements that's not needed, man. Y'all gotta stop with it, brother. come with the natural, real, raw cuts. Tell me what you think in the comments.
CEO.
Now,
You got a
listen,
point.
listen.
You got a point. I'm with you.
Here's where I totally agree. I From a barber school perspective, I don't think you should be using enhancements in barber school unless you've reached a certain point of skill set within barber school.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You understand what I'm saying?
Don't take it completely out. I
You
would
gotta
give
be
kids a certain like a
you.
prerequisite. You must
Yeah,
complete this haircut
let's
this way
show
before you
that
can
you've
start.
got some decent fades. Let's show that you got your lineup together. Let's show some things. You know what I mean? I think because I think what has happened is come on. Oh, the lineup not coming out how you really want it. There's a such thing as lineup prep. Where you get the little small hairs out the way, fade the hairline down a little bit, lay it down so that you could get everything proper and how you want it. Oh man, it ain't really going. You know what? Spray over it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The fade.
And that's what a barber student would do to get them out of there.
100%. Take the shortcut. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Take
a barber
the shortcut.
school client anyway. Let me get this over with.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Realizing this is practice. You gonna play how you practice. When
Right.
you get to the real barbershop, you gonna do the same thing.
And
try to
let's
perfect that right now while you're in barber school.
And let's be real. Everybody doesn't need to have clients or enhancements or wants enhancements. You know what I'm saying? So when you start using that as kind of like your man, I'm just you always putting on enhancements. I don't know.
Right.
I think
there's a right and wrong way to apply enhancements as well. So that's another thing. You definitely gotta provide a
school's got to damn near have a class on that.
You gotta have a class on that too. You gotta have a class on how to apply the enhancements.
The types of enhancements, semi-permanent, permanent, fibers, pencil. I think the way it's done is you damn near need a coursework on enhancements.
You do.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's obvious out here. It's obvious. Like you get on Instagram, you're gonna see a couple guys that, dang, he put way too much on him.
Right.
He you covered up the whole haircut.
Right.
With enhancements. Like that haircut, without the enhancements, that haircut don't look like that.
Right.
Like it's a lot of those type of contents online right now. And I feel like because barbering is a trending thing right now, people think barbers are, it's easy to make money because you see this guy doing it. So many people becoming barbers and quickly realizing it's just like anything else. It's just like any other business. It's just like, for example, COVID hit, everybody had Frenchies. Everybody trying to sell Frenchies for $10,000 and they ain't never bred a dog in their life. Yeah. And now they trying to do it with the barber game. Hey, Vino charging 80 to 100. I could do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Vino also been cutting hair for 12 years. 11 years, 12 years. So
man, look, it's a lot of guys cutting.
It's a lot of things you don't know.
10 people a week talking about I charge $80, $100. You know what I'm saying? Just to say it,
And they're not realizing that the books is full throughout the week. It's over 30 people paying that price. I'm not cutting 10 people a week. I'm not doing that. That's not we're hustling backwards here. It's a prerequisite to everything that you're getting ready to do. Make sure that you go through that prerequisite first and step by step, man. Enjoy the journey.
Well, what do you think about having to go to school as a barber?
You got to go to school as a barber for sure. Definitely.
Do your research now. Do your research. Do your research. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you go. Go ahead.
I would recommend because everybody's different. I know I didn't go to barber school for the same reasonings that somebody who never picked up a pair of clippers went to barber school for. Because I already was cutting hair out of the dorm room, so I was already cutting hair. I went to barber school because I needed to go to barber school. I needed to perfect things here and there. See, I needed to go to the school because that was the prerequisite for me to be able to get to the barbershop. That's why I went to barber school, and I wanted to be a licensed professional, and I wanted to learn extra tips. Then I had to go to the barbershop. Just like anything else, bro. Go to barber school, learn. Even if you feel like you know how to cut hair, still go to barber school because you still got to learn sanitation. You got to learn other things.
Yeah.
Just go out there and practice. This is the time for you to mess up and mess up legally because you're at a barber school. Try to get
And you can see
everything out of your
different
system right now.
textures, learn how to deal with clients. You're talking about learning how to work in a team environment. Find out what's for you, what's not. I mean, obviously, it's not the same thing as being in a shop, but it's a tester type situation. You know what I mean? Where you could, like you said, dip your toe in the water and kind of like, figure some things out without having the super pressure of being in a shop and you paying booth rent now and this, that, and the third.
Right.
You get to learn about different structures of shop. Would I want to go work in a commission? Would I want to go? But I'm gonna backtrack a little bit though. A key thing if you're gonna go to barber school is really research barber schools. There's been a lot, I know that not all barber schools are created equal. You know what I'm saying? Not all barber schools are created equal. There are some schools where I flat out feel like they're just taking money. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they are not, you know, uh, you know. Listen. We waiting on a sponsorship. You know what I mean? But listen. I would say this. Vino's talking about name him. Listen, at the end,
You just throw it in there.
throw it out there, right? Listen, my opinion is just that they as anything else they could do better. Tyreek Jackson up in PA, he runs, in my opinion, he runs a really dope program. You're talking about somebody who really gives a damn about barbers. He really gives a damn. He's well versed within the industry, and that's the kind of people and passionate.
Right.
Into the social, the marketing, the this. He is someone who I would recommend as far as if you wanted to go to a barber school, and as if you were somebody wanting to open a barber school, I would recommend you looking at his situation and maybe not replicating it to a T, but taking a lot of the elements and using that for your situation.
Right.
Because I like the way not only the setup of the school, but also what he's preaching, and there's just something different to somebody who's not a barber running a school and just doing it because they make good money. Because I don't know if some people might not know, but there are barber schools that accept money from the state, and there's barber schools like that, and then there's some barber schools that are just private and they only earn money from the tuition that comes directly from the students. Typically, to earn money from the state, you have to be open for a certain amount of years. You got to meet a certain criteria, and you have to hold certain like attendance and attendance rates for your students, as well as you have to have a certain pass rate at the state board. You know what I mean? So there are a lot of requirements when it comes to that. But I believe that, like I said, not to cape for Tariq, but I definitely think that he's a great example because this is a career that, can test you. It could really test you.
For sure.
You're not going to make money for a while. You're not going to make money, not any consistent money. You know what I mean? You're not going to make any consistent, really stable, change your life money for a while. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta, have the right people around you, or the people that you're looking up to. Now switch. Jumping all over a little bit, but switching to the situation of, being, coming from YouTube, coming from the garage. There's some people who taught themselves how to cut and are nice, and killing the game.
YouTube.
You know what I'm saying?
I was one of them ones.
But I would say that it's a catch-22, because there is some stuff that you don't get, while you're there. You will get that there's a lot of people that come out with the skill part. There's a lot of people that come out with the skill part,
On YouTube?
Yeah. But what I would say is, here's what I would say. You kind of went, and then you were also in college. So here's the catch with your situation. The catch with your situation is you learning professionalism, you learning discipline. Even if it wasn't within the barber realm, you're around that within college. You understand what
Right.
I'm saying? The fact that you went to college, graduated, got a degree, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the discipline, structure, different things you had built in. I'm talking about there's cats that just come, they ain't go to college.
They
And
went
they
straight to barber school.
not even barber school. They
Right.
went straight to the garage. You know what I'm saying? And YouTube. And then there's certain things that are
Oh,
just
yeah.
missing out of their bag as far as a complete barber. You know what I mean? And hey, there's different ways to skin a cat, man. I get that. You know what I'm saying? But if we're trying to elevate the industry as a whole, I do think that there is a need for some sort of standard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We talked about this before. I do think that some of the barber hours are a little bit lofty. What we doing 1,500 hours out here in North Carolina. It's a lot of hours, man. That's a lot of
Yeah.
hours. I mean, look, let's do the math real quick. If you doing let's say it's 1,528 hours, let's divide that by how many hours you think you're getting in realistically at school? 35 a week?
A week? Yeah.
You know what I'm
About
saying?
30.
Divide that by 35. So if you went 43 weeks consecutively, that's how many weeks it would take you to complete, which is roughly
About a
about 10
year,
months.
9 months.
Now
Yeah,
imagine
9 to 10 months.
that's like a full-time job. That's a full-time job. So
Yeah.
and hopefully maybe and if you going, some schools have a night program, you're doing less than you're not really probably gonna get 35 hours in a week. So now it's taking you a year and a half, you know what I'm saying, to complete
Right.
your barber program, So I definitely think it's something that I'm gonna just say flat out, it's geared more towards a younger person who has less responsibility on their plate and can actually focus on it. I'm just gonna be honest about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can some older people get it done? I went to barber school. I was
They're gonna
27,
struggle.
20. It's tough, bro.
It's tough 'cause
You might have a kid or
get them hours
two,
back.
bills, rent, this, that, and the third. Hey man, listen, it could get tough. You know what I'm saying?
Unless you talk to the school owner and you try to work out a deal where he can allow you to charge clients to
Yeah.
come to the barber school.
You talking to me. You talking to
Right.
me. My son was, when I came to North Carolina, my son was 4. My son was 4 years old. No, 4 years old. My son was like 3, 4 months old. Okay. I'm trying to, luckily, I had a little bread stacked up, you know what I'm saying? Plus I was, dibbling and dabbling. I was still outside, you know what I mean? With the greenery, you know what I mean? Anyway, we're not gonna promote that, you know what I'm saying? But that's just my story. At the end of the day, but I also was entrepreneurial because before I got into barbering, I did other things. So I found a distributor in Charlotte. I was able to sell supplies, make some money off of that. But I literally went to the owner of my school and said, and just told him my story straight up. I said, listen, I already know how to work my booking app because I was cutting hair in New York. My son is 3, 4 months old. I'm trying to pay for stuff for him, and on top of that, I'm trying to pay for tuition. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have no grant or nothing like that. I had to pay out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I was very grateful to him for letting me do that. You know what I'm saying? And what he let me do was he let me charge my normal price that I would have been charging in the shop. And basically what I did was just like take a percentage out of every cut, and it helped really knock down my tuition. You know what I'm saying? And that helped me out a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? That definitely helped me out a lot because, and it did, and it was dope because I ended up taking a lot of those people with me to the shop. So I was able to build clientele before I probably was cutting when I started in the shop and got into the shop right out of barber school in Charlotte. I was probably cutting 20, 30 people a week already. You know what I'm saying? Like consistently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So from there, I just kept building, because I had ultimate availability. Now I had a better place to work out of, blah, 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 blah. And eventually within that shop, I was able to get up to like, 50, 60 a week, you know what I'm saying? 50,
Yeah.
60 clients a week, but I definitely thank my school owner for letting me do that. I don't know if I want to say his name because I don't want to blow it up like that was what he, you know what I mean? Like that might have just been a special situation he was letting me do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Don't throw him
You know
under
what I
the bus,
mean? But
man.
so, but yeah, it was dope, man. But speaking to the point of it, listen, man, it could be tough.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
It could be tough, man, with these
Sometimes you
life.
just gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could be tough. Everybody don't got, little cousins, little nephews, and they could just keep practicing on them and friends that let them work on them. Nah, some people got to go to school to learn the craft. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
for sure.
saying? And
Everybody's path is different. At the end of the day, man, just make sure you keep a level of consistency and a level of professionalism, and make sure that this is something that you actually want to do, because you're gonna go through a stage, a time frame where you're not gonna make money like that, and that doesn't necessarily mean you're not gonna make money forever. It's just for that meantime that you're trying to get it together, trying to gain some clientele. You're gonna go through a stage where you're just not gonna be seeing that consistent cash flow coming in from maybe a year or two later when you get out there to the shop. But as long as you like what you're doing, I promise you the grass is greener on the other side. Just get through this barber school stuff, and
that's
you will
true.
see. You
That's true.
gotta have the professionalism there, because these people will be looking for barbers every single day. And if you're available, you're professional, and you're on time, you're punctual, man. If you don't have clients, that's your fault. It's so many people leaving people due to unprofessionalism, due to them canceling
And there's
appointments,
so
due to them.
and there's so many factors when you're trying to listen. You're trying to build confidence in your cut. You're trying to gain clientele. You're trying to, there's so many nuances to what you're trying to do to get into this game. Listen, I'm gonna say something. I'm not mad at people that choose a commission shop out the gate. I think more people should do that. And here's why I say that. A commission shop, their job and the whole structure of why they commission, if they're not doing what I'm saying, they're a trash commission shop. But the premise behind a commission shop is that they have a steady flow of clientele. That is the
Right.
premise. Now, because of that, and because they handle a lot of the marketing and the structure and they pay for a bunch of other things, this is not a show of, we're not going to get into the whole commission versus booth rent thing. But one of the key things when you starting out as a barber is you need to cut hair. You need to
Yeah.
cut hair. You know what I'm
Need to
saying?
be
And you need
there.
to cut a lot of it. You know
Be
what I
at the
mean?
shop.
So you could get your reps in. You need to
Right.
be good at cutting hair. You know what I mean? And solid. Do you need to be the best barber ever? No, but you need to get into the flow of cutting hair, dealing with clients, being professional, and you need to cut hair to do that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I think that, not saying you need to stay at a commission shop for your whole career, but I think you can, some people want to be extra cool. And it's like you can't have two struggles. Some people don't want to get all into the social media thing, but then they also complain about a shop not having no walk-ins or no flow.
Yeah, this is for sure one
It's
of those
stupid.
read the room. Read the
It,
room, see where you at, make the adjustments that you need to make so that you can stay within this business. So,
Cause that's
you
part
have that
of
longevity.
it's part of the conversation we having, right? It's just like part of the conversation we having is the situation of staying within the industry. A lot of these things that we're talking about and decisions that you make at the beginning of the industry will determine how long you stay in the industry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You make a couple wrong moves at the beginning, is going to leave you with like a bad taste. You're going to be like,
Discouraged.
and be like, man, this ain't even, you know what I mean? What I thought it was going to be. This is this, that,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I definitely
Whole
think,
time you made the wrong move at that in
right,
that in that moment. You called the wrong play.
right.
And this
Yeah.
is why it's also a good. This is, and I'm always stressing this, man. I needed it. It's important for people who are in that position to find a mentor, find somebody that you would like to be like one day, and chop it up with them. Ask questions. See, ask them if they could be your mentor. Try to. I know sometimes it's easier said than done, because some of these guys in the barber game are trying to big league these smaller barbers and stuff like that. A lot of the this industry is getting it's getting cringy. I understand that, But if you can find somebody within your city, somebody who's doing really well, I would suggest for you to reach out to them, try to get around them, even try to work for them at the barbershop or wherever, or work with them if they're not a shop owner or whatever. If you see somebody that's doing really well, try to get next to them, learn as much as you can from them,
Right.
and then continue to make your own decision as you go. But
Because a lot
you
of
definitely need
people,
some type of coaching around
their mentors are online now. You know what I mean? So getting you an
that too.
in-person mentor is dope
That too.
too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because a lot of people will follow popular barbers and follow a bunch of guys that are doing their thing in the game, and that's their mentorship group. You know what I mean?
Right.
And now stuff that involve where they got mastermind groups, and they're gonna teach you how to post and this and that, and where your book should be going. And man, listen, I'm not opposed to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not opposed to it because at first I was kind of like, man, why would somebody pay for that? Why would somebody do this? But then I started thinking, I'm like, nah, I got blessed to be able to be one, I have discernment so I could look around and know what to look for, right? But everybody don't have that. Everybody don't have that ability to know what type of mentor to look for,
Right.
know, what are some red flags, what are green flags, you know what I'm saying? They don't know, so if they had to go a different route, but we ended up at the same place, I mean, shoot, it's cool with me, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's cool with me. Anyway, let's get into something a little bit. Let's get into something a little bit spicy. So this was a video that's been going crazy. It's a video that's been going crazy, man. So listen, there's barbershop etiquette, and we need, you need to marry women. You probably should leave alone. You know what I'm saying? You probably should leave married women alone. There's gonna be guys that say, "Hey, man, that's the woman. That's on her." But apparently, this story, a little background before we play the video, the women had told the man that she was married, but he kept pushing the envelope, and apparently, he got her information through the booking info. So,
brother.
yeah, so he really it's on him. You know what I mean? Like it's really is not on the actual, let's watch the video. Let's watch the video.
A 29-hour drive to the part of California visa.
Hey, yo, who Brian?
Brian?
Who's Brian?
Please calm down.
Because my wife just told you that she married, and you texting my wife. Who Brian? What you texting my wife for, my nigga?
Hold on, let's just calm it down.
Nah, bro, what you texting my wife for?
Let's just calm it down. Here, let's all talk.
You don't want nothing.
What you mean? I wish I could have you. You know what I mean, my nigga?
Please. My kids
Bro, don't do that shit, bro. Wow, you know fucking like that's not my wife, bro. Don't do that shit no more.
He not playing. Said we gotta go handle this outside. Listen, all right. There's a few dynamics at play here with this. There's a few dynamics at play. Now, one thing I will say is that I like how the barbers handled it while not letting it get too out of control. Because you can't control somebody just coming in and wanting smoke. You can't control that. You don't know when that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I would like to take a second to highlight that about them kind of getting their arms around the situation and not letting it escalate within the shop, because you do want to keep your shop as a safe environment. You do want to keep it, as people to feel comfortable coming within and not, man, there's always going to be some foolishness going on or this or that. So it ain't always what you do, is how you do it, So there was no control to be able to know this man was going to come in there like that. But you also want to put your arms around it. Now, the other thing is, man, this is kind of the whole thing of why I went to a suite. You
see what I'm saying?
You don't
You
have
see what I'm saying?
control over your situation.
You're never gonna have
Anything
control
could go
over
on.
the barbershop environment.
Anything could go on.
Be a great barbershop owner, but anything can happen in your barbershop because this guy decided to make a decision that affected the whole entire shop. Whole time the barbershop owner might have been stressing, yo, let's be professional, let's do this, let's do that, he's probably been doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But boom, this man got horny. He started texting this man wife. And you said that he found the phone number through the app number or whatever.
Right.
However,
Right.
after she told him, "Hey man, I'm married. I'm good." He still chose to keep that. How is that the shop owner fault? You can't control that. This
Yeah.
is exactly why,
Yeah.
and not just because of this, but this is one of the many reasons why I was like, man, I gotta be able to control my situation. I'm going to a suite.
Yeah.
And it makes sense for me because I have a big clientele. So it makes sense for me to go to a suite. I already met my prerequisite, which was to go to barber school and also do my 1 year in the shop. It was time for me to move and go to the next level. If I
Listen,
wanted to
man.
get to that next level, the suite was what was for me. Now I'm not saying, hey guys, everybody in the shop go to the suite. I'm just saying this is exactly one of the many reasons why I chose to go to a suite because things like this happen all the time.
Things like, listen,
Things like
let's get let's
I ain't gonna even talk about
I'm gonna
all
talk
the
about it.
things that have happened.
I'm gonna talk about it. Let's talk about a famous rapper coming into a
I knew you were
barbershop.
gonna do that,
A
man.
famous rapper coming into a barbershop and smacking his barber in front of everybody. You know what I mean? Came in, smacked his barber in front of everybody over a miscommunication, and nobody did nothing.
How did you find out about that?
Because the streets talk.
You see what I'm saying? Hey, look, this is why I'm in the suite, bro. Cause
There was a
bro,
famous
anything can happen.
Charlotte
Anything can
rapper.
happen.
Apparently, something happened within the shop. He felt like the barber didn't defend him, and so he came up to the shop and wanted to smoke. And instead of beating up the guy, which I'm not condoning violence, but instead of doing something to the guy who said something, he smacked his barber because he felt like he wasn't defending him. That's insane. That's insane, bro. You know what I mean? Come on now. You know what I mean?
Aside from that, imagine just providing a high end service, a facial
Come on. Talk about
S&P
it.
service,
Right.
and somebody's baby moms comes in. Yeah. That's one other one.
Right.
Uh
Right.
the two barbers and the client out front, they over there in the area in they stations, but they talking about fucking bitches getting money smoking weed while you providing a high level service.
Right.
Or you got the TV and this barber want to listen
I
to
had a
some
dude who got accused of
crash shop
stealing
music.
something. I had a dude who got accused of stealing. I'm cutting his hair. 3-4 dudes accuse him of stealing something. They come in there almost ready to jump him. I'm like, yo, bro, I don't know what y'all got going on, but we gotta respect the shop. You know what I'm saying? That gotta go outside, bro.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
and you're not even the owner.
You know what I'm saying?
You're not even the owner of the barbershop. Where's
And I'm
the owner
sitting
of the
here-
barbershop?
He was scary,
Oh, he was scared.
They done told him to shut up. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
They done told
See,
him,
that's what I'm
hey, we ain't talking to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there like, man, I gotta diffuse this. I done cut the clippers off. Dude sitting in the chair. It's a tense situation. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, yo, like this. I don't know whether they, I'm not trying to be dramatic. I don't know if they gonna pull out and shoot dude. I don't know if they gonna jump on him right there. Anything could happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they like or what they capable of. I don't know what son in my chair is capable of.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because this wasn't somebody I was cutting for forever. He was one of my clients, but listen, man, we
Yeah.
cut everybody. You don't know
Yeah.
what type of stuff people really be into. You know what I'm saying? And so that was definitely a situation that was like, yo, fam, like part of the reason I was ready to go to a suite. You know what I'm saying? Like incidents like that you can't really control. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
let's talk about us. How you control the environment at the shop where we work at. For example. Like even with my clientele, because I have a pretty. We talked about this today.
Diverse.
I have a very diverse clientele where I have a lot of corporate people.
Right.
I have my quote unquote hood people.
Mm-hmm.
I have my players, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes even how that can get out of hand. You know what I'm saying? How you been able to Hey man, let's set the boundary line on how we're gonna conduct
I
business while
think
we
it's
in
just
here.
that. I think it's just that.
Parking, all that, everything. Yo, we're setting the standard here and here. And there. Look,
I think it's.
you
I
can do the
think
same thing in a barbershop, bro. You can do the same thing in a barbershop. It's just some owners are not created
you
equal.
gotta. You
That's all
gotta
I'm saying.
listen. You gotta stand on principle, right? That's what I. That was my thing. And furthermore, there's other things, right? Like I've owned my own property since I was young. You know what I mean? Like forget the barbershop. I own my own property, so there was pride in ownership. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that carried over into being in business. You know what I mean? And I like things a certain type of way. You know what I mean? I like things and to be in a structure. Am I perfect about everything? Is everything always in order? No. You know what I mean? Because I'm human too. But at the same time, I
Right.
definitely when it comes to the shop, the way we got our shop structured, you need to park in the back and there's customer parking and there's signs for that. There would be people who would try to park in the spots that's for barbers. There were people who try to park on the side of the Barberville house. There's people who want to pull up, hang out, this, that. Listen, you don't have, and now what you do is how you do it. You don't have to come up to somebody and be all rah rah and look, bro, what you doing, bro? Da da da. Like you ain't got to do all that. Listen,
Right.
what's up, player? What's going on? Hey, listen, the way we
Facts.
run things over here, we kind of got a little bit of structure. At the end of the day, if I let you do it, then everybody gonna start doing it. And this is just kind of how we conduct business. Even
Right.
down to I put coat racks and different hooks around the shop because I don't want coats and everything hanging all over the seating. I think that
Yeah.
presents a certain type of vibe within a shop that anything goes. It's a small thing, but they all add up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and people tend to conform to how everyone else is acting within a certain establishment. And if you acting like anything goes, then that's what's going to happen. You know what I
Right.
mean? I remember working in a barbershop where they had a pool table, right? At first, the pool table's there. It's not that bad, but here come the BS. It starts
Yeah.
becoming a coat rack in the wintertime. Everybody throwing their coats on top of it. There's
Playing
points in
codes, playing
there's points in
they
time people
food.
shooting dice. People shooting dice on the pool table. I knew it was getting bad when dudes that wasn't really cutting hair like that is pulling out pool sticks with the case. I'm talking about got the case for the pool stick. They pulling it out. Bro, you don't even have clients like that. Why are you in here with a professional pool stick? You
A
making
pool stay player.
you supplementing your income betting on games. You know what I'm
You're a
saying?
professional pool player, man.
Bro, so I
At the
think when
shop.
it came time for mine, yes, I don't what do we have? We got a little nice little putt golf setup.
Yeah, we got the green. We got the
We got a
green in
green, yeah,
there.
right. We got a little greenway. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
We do got the arcade with the little NBA jam. Okay, you could play with that. We got the coffee station. We got a little we got a little something for you to do. We're not just nothing. But
Yeah,
at the
we
same time,
one thing you are forgetting too. You kind of groomed us to be this way too. Hey man, look. Yeah, you can work here, but
right?
you must listen to my rules. So you technically had a whole interview before
True,
us, before you allowed us to
true,
get in there. And if you wasn't aligning with whatever it is that you were saying, then when you
right.
can't work in here. And we
Man,
were all
listen,
cool with that. So it took like all of us come together
that's
and
a
help
great
you with,
point. That's a great
bringing
point
that up.
because we all most of the time, bro, we spend more time with each other than we spend some time with our own family.
Right.
So I was real adamant on everybody being on the same page that came into the structure. You know what I mean?
Facts.
We got to think because I'm not going to micromanage you. So the interview process was super important because I don't want to micromanage you. I want you to be a self-starter. I want you to work on your own. I want you to do your own thing. I don't want to control you. So the type of person that fits that mold is a certain type of person. You know what I mean? Which is, vetting people is very important. You know what I'm saying? And, speaking personally, me and Vino, we knew each other. We had done a couple things before he came to the shop. But even with that, we had a serious conversation. I'm like, bro, you my man, you cool. But I'm going to be honest. When we come over here, we doing it like this. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't no whole bunch of big list of rules, you know what I'm saying? But it's a respect thing. Let's
Yeah, they were
respect
necessary. They were
let's respect the
necessary
common
for you.
area. Let's
Yeah,
not have a free for all. Let's not make it a hangout. All clients got to come through the front door, not the back door, so we all see what's going on.
right.
Clients need to park here and not anywhere they feel like it, and you kind of got to help police that. You know, you got to
Exactly.
keep up with your space. This, that, and the third. You know, there were definitely
It's
some
business.
things. You know,
Business,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
Business is business at the end of the day.
yeah,
And sometimes business can get real tricky with people who you think are cool. Like yeah, we
right,
cool, but then you don't really you gonna really find out how cool you really are once you start mixing business and cool people together. It's like
yeah, yeah.
and sometimes that can go really
It
wrong.
go left. Yeah.
It can go left
It go
fast.
left.
So
But I think what helped, like, even though there's no perfect solution, right? But I definitely think what helps things not go left is having understanding beforehand. You know, a lot of
yeah,
people
for
make
sure.
assumptions and they think that everybody should just know, like, yo, nah, why you don't know that? Why you don't know that? And I think that's the easiest way to have miscommunication and have
Facts.
problems is
Yeah, it'll
by
help you
not
minimize. It'll help you minimize that vetting session you having. It'll help you minimize the
like
mess ups.
Leo. Leo was coming from you know, I forget how to say where was he close to? Wilmington,
He's
basically,
he's
right?
he's coming from Burgaw.
Burgaw.
We're from Wilmington, but he's coming from
Okay.
Burgaw. That's across the bridge. So
I
it's a little
bet.
bit outside of Wilmington. It's not too far. It's like 15 minutes.
So most people probably identify with Wilmington, North Carolina a little bit. You
Right.
know, they know where that's at, right? He's coming from Wilmington. He's trying to figure out where he wants to be, you know what I mean, and where he wants to go. He went to a few barbershops, tried to feel it out, see what made sense for him. I never tried to, hey man, come here. You got to listen. I want you to know that this is the place for you for yourself. You know what I'm saying? For
Right.
yourself, I want you to know that. You know what I mean? I thought he would have been a great fit, but he needed to know he was this is where he wanted to be also. Because if I feel like I'm overly convincing you to come here, I don't know how long this is going to last because it's going to feel like it's on
Yeah.
shaky ground to me, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, him, he already had a relationship with Van. You know, we knew him obviously. He had took part of the festival. So at the end of the day, it was a great fit. But even with that situation, he still was trying to figure out what was the best move for himself because that was a
Yeah.
big move coming from Wilmington out to Charlotte. And like we spoke about earlier, the moves you make could determine your future and who you decide to get with. And one of the main things that we're not talking about, but kind of goes with this is, yes, the aesthetic is cool, the environment is cool, but one of the main things that is hard to replicate within our shop is who's in the shop, the actual people, you know, the barbers, myself, Trevino, Van, and as well as Leo. Everyone is trying to progress within their life. We don't all do the same things. We're not all the same person, but we have a lot of similarities, you know. Everybody, you know, for the most part, tries to work out, eat better, serious about their clientele, showing up, this, that, and the third, try to, you know, stay abreast of the new clippers, the new techniques, invest in the education within that. This is real important. And everyone has a social media presence that's pretty strong, you know? So we all, throughout the day, weeks, months, you know, years that, you know, we've been in the shop have provided a lot of information to each other of what's working, what's not working, certain
Right.
trends that we identifying. These are all things that are invaluable.
Yeah, we're a great
It's
team. We've been able
invaluable.
to help each other in different ways. Like
Yeah.
Van has been able to teach me a lot about straight hair.
Yeah.
I've been able to teach him
Yeah.
a lot about the waves,
Right.
curl cream, this, that, and the third. Like we all rub
Right.
off, you know, different types of information with each other and help each
Yeah.
other grow. And I
Yep.
think that's a recipe for a great team to win a championship.
For sure. For sure. Well, listen, man, on that note, we're going to get out of here. I'm your host, CJ, Mr. Barberville. My co-host, Vino, Trims by Trevino. We out.